Hello and welcome back everyone. So in this short video I'm going to show you about how we handle file handling in C language in this one of my training program. This whole file handling took about 4 hours classes which I will cover in 4 days. Okay. Now we apply various concepts into it, writing from what is file, what the types of file, and how we are going to handle the file handling. That is, what is file handling, I will begin from here, and then we will slowly move with different other basic programs like that is C program to open a file and then write some text and then close it. In similar fashion, we will move forward with some different other programs. We have lot of other programs also, but as of now, we will cover these programs. For example, write a program to find out the size of any file, or program to find out any type of any file. Okay, and then in that way, we will cover a lot of programs. These are just a sample ones, and then I have some assignments, and then we have a question or queries section, or you can put your queries or questions or any document if you want to share with us at our Google group. Alright, so in this way we will cover our file handling. So let's get started. Okay, now come to a basic thing, what is file? Alright, so let me draw a very simple and quick diagram for you. What is file? Suppose this is my file. So what is file? File is a collection of bytes. Let me file is a collection of bytes stored in a secondary device. Okay, so suppose this is my secondary device, which could be your hard disk. So this is my file, and which is stored in any secondary device. Okay, okay, so file is a collection of bytes and may be interpreted, for example, it has characters, it has words, it has lines, paragraph, etc. Right, so this is my file. We frequently use this file for storing different information which can be processed by our program. Okay, so in order to store information permanently and retrieve it, we need to use this file. Okay, so this is the basic concept of file. Now, how many types of files are there? Basically, we have two types of file. Number one, is text file, and number two is binary file. So what is text file here? Text file contain ASCII character. Oh, this size is too small. Just ASCII. Okay, that's fine. So text file contain ASCII characters. However, binary file contains non-ASCII values. Okay, non-ASCII value means, for example, images. It contains images. It may contain audio. It may contain video. Okay, So these are non-ASCII characters. Alright, now come to our uh, basic topic which we are actually going to explore here, and that is file handling. mm, Let me put some another color just to make sure that these are some different topics, by the way. So oops, ah, let me take it back for something. So what is file handling? All right, now to handle any file we normally use some basic operations, like we need to open the file, right? We can write something, so uh, we can read something from file, so we need a read operation, and then we may write something, so for that we need a write, and then normally we close it. There are some other operations also that we can perform in files, like we can copy some text, we can copy complete file from one location to another, so that we can see later, but these are some basic operation that we perform during any file operation. Okay, so let's start writing a simple program which open a file, then print something, and then we close it. This is our very first program in file handling. Okay, let me open it. So this is my C console. Okay, now let me include a basic header files, like oops, all the characters are very small. Include stdio.h. Okay, then void main, then we use 5 star p. So team, here I have written a very basic thing like file, and then something is star here, and then fp. So come to what is this file. Okay, so first of all let me confirm you one thing, that file is not a keyword. This file is not a keyword. All right, it's not a keyword. People may confuse sometimes, it might be a keyword or something. Perhaps it's a user defined data type defined in stdio.h header file. If you want to see, just press Ctrl and then F1. You can see this file type is defined under this header file, which is stdio.h. Okay, so the type file is used for a file variable to define a file pointer for the use of different option, like different operation, in fact, like open, close, etc. All right, now come to what is this star fp. Okay, but before it, let me write the exact meaning of file here. So what is file? File is a user defined data type which is defined in stdio.h. Okay, so file is a type. to define a file pointer for use in different operation. Let me write like this measure. Okay, now what is this star fp here? In C language we use file and then star to represent a pointer to a file. So fp is a file pointer of type file, and this file pointer is just to store the component information about a file which is subject to some manipulation and all. Okay, so what is fp here? fp here is a file pointer of type file, and this file pointer is just to store the composite information about a file. Okay, so this fp stores uh, all the informations about files, like which file is supposed to open or write something. So all this information related to file is pointing with fp. Now next come to I want to open a file, so we will write like fp is equal to fopen. I will explain you this all the things, like why I have, suppose file 1.txt, it should be in braces. Okay, then comma w and then semicolon. Okay, let me write few other lines also, like just f close and then fp. That's it. Oh, before that I want to print also. For that I want to write printf, then fp, and command is s. We need to write some text, what exactly I need to write in the file. So let's say I'm create and writing into file, then lastly semicolon. Okay, so this is our basic program, but before I execute, let me explain you each and every word. Just a second. It will be good practice to align your program. So let me align my program. Okay, now I have covered up to this, like I have explained you what is file, star and fp. Then I need to explain what is this line fp is equal to fopen file text. Okay, now what is fopen here? Okay, before we can write to a file we must open it, right? So what this really means? It means that we must tell the system that we want to write to a file, and what is the file name is with we do this with fopen functions, and there we define two arguments. Number one is a file name, and number 2 is the mode. Okay, and this function, this fopen function, will return a pointer of type file, that is fp, that hold all the information about file. Okay, and these informations are vitally used in all operations regarding file processing. So fp is used to open a file basically, and it returns the special value called null, which indicates that it is unable to open a file. Okay, if it is written a correct value, then okay, the file has been opened and it's successfully written. But in case something happening and the file is unable to open, then it will return it will return null. All right, now come to here. We are passing two arguments. Number one is the file name, which is being followed by file type of mode. Okay, but let me first cover this first argument. Now, what is this file1.txt? This is a file name. This is a valid DOS file name and can be expressed in upper or lowercase or even mixed if you so desire. Means we can write like test1.txt also, or we can as I have mixed the text with numeric value also. Okay, and it should enclose in double quotes. Okay, like here I have included the file name in double quotes. And the most important thing, the file should not exist on your disk at this time, at the time of creation, because if the file exists, it will override that exist file and all the content of the file goes deleted. If you don't have a file by this name, then it's good, because we will create a one new file and put some data into it. Okay, now what is the location of this file, where this file is going to store? By default, this file is stored under tc then bin folder, but we can change the location also. How? We can see later, but let me show you the basic let me show you the basic location of the default location of this file, by the way. Okay, now come to the second parameter. The second parameter is a file attribute and can be of any three letters. For example, it could be a team. I just want to give you a very short what is a very good shortcut. Like if you want to do undo, just press alt and backspace. Right, now if I want to read a file, right, then we can write R here. If I want to write, then I will put W, and if I want to uh, amend some file, then in that case I need to write A. So the second argument of the fopen function is the mode in which we want to open a file, and this could be R to open a file for reading. This could be W to open to create a file. Team, this W will create a file for writing and write or all over overall previous content, right? Means that will overwrite your previous content. So B and A. A is basically open a file for appending and writing on the end of the file, right? Also, just a small one more thing, that if we add a B next to A, R or W, then this means that the file is a binary file. Okay, so in case if I'm writing like this, then I'm writing something into a binary file, or I'm reading something into binary file. All right, now come to fprintf. What is this? This fprintf is a function that send information according to specified format to the file indicated by stream. Means this fprintf is using this fp variable, and this is our string type of argument which is I am going to pass here, like creating and writing into a file. This is my string which I am going to input into my file, this test1.txt. So fprintf is function that send the information, this information into my file, and this first argument of this function is a file pointer which is pointing to this file which recently we have opened it. Okay, and then we have fclose. To close a file, we simply use this function fclose with a file pointer which depicts that which file I need to close. Team, if we just close this program, then it will automatically close the file, but it's a good programming practice to close all file in spite of the fact that it will close automatically, because it will flush all buffer associated with the stream, right? So it's a good practice to close all the file using fclose function, passing the this parameter fp, which is pointing to the file which we have opened recently. All right, so uh, let's start to execute this program. I am pressing Ctrl and F1 F9. Oops, there is one error. Where? Okay, syntax error. Okay, I forget to write semicolon. Let's me try. Oops, again is coming. Okay, now what's the error? Okay, actually I need to write two forward slashes for comment. Okay, now try. I have just pressed Ctrl F1 and it's executed successfully. Now let me see the file has been created or not. Okay, so let me open the folder, basic folder, and here is my folder, and you can see the file with the name of test1.txt and having text create and writing into file. Okay, now see, if I write something else, for example, if I write this is my first file handling class. Now try to execute it. I just press Ctrl F9 and let's see what's it has written. It's written this is my first file handling class, fh class. Okay, but mind you, it has overwritten my previous content. So that's the way you have to make sure that what the file name should be unique, and there must be not any other file presenting with the same name, otherwise it will overwrite it. Right, now for example, if I want to create my file to some different location. For example, I want to create a file here under TC folder, for example. For that, I need to write like C colon, then TC folder, then like this. Let me write like test2. I'm going to execute it. Control F9. Let's see what happens. Okay, here you can see this is my first fh file. The file has been created, right? If I write like test3, you can see I just press Control F9 and test3 is here. And this way we can create and write a file to any location which can be used later on in our program. Alright, so team, this is my basic concept to explain you what is file and how we are going to handle file handling in our C language. Alright, there are so many other videos which I will post you, and you can see in my next classes, which explain the further other very important and basic concepts of file handling, and then we will move toward some complex one also. Alright, so hopefully everyone is able to understand the basic concept of file. In case of any issue, please feel free to call me or uh, send me a mail at learn@learnbylearn.com. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye.